All right, I've got a six-pack for you for UFC Fight Night Vettori versus Cannonier. We're looking at prize picks here. We got some great spots this week to attack. So I'm super excited about this one. Last week's card, I did not do a video. I did not do a breakdown. I actually did a breakdown video, but then I changed my mind. I just didn't like the spots last week, and it was a weird card, and I'm kind of glad we skipped it. So I didn't make any plays last week. I just didn't like them, and I'm not going to play them unless I like them. But I love some spots this week, and we're going to go through the whole thing. I've got 6 legs here, and I'm varying them, of course, by how much I like them. I've got a core play. Let's start with that one. I've got a couple core plays, a couple favorites here. I like all of these spots quite a bit, but I definitely have some that stand out from the rest. So first up, we're going to go with Theresa Bleda over 76.5 fantasy score. And let's go through the numbers here real quick on Theresa Bleda. She is minus 220 to win the fight, and that's the most important thing. Got to make sure we got a winner here, right? We're not going to hit that 76. 76 is a really low fantasy total. It's a low bar to hit. And Bleda, I think this is kind of a misprice. Bleda didn't do a whole lot in her first fight, but she is primarily a grappler, and she will be trying to get takedown after takedown and attempting submissions generally, both of which score nicely on prize picks. So she's averaging 1.13 takedowns, but that's just in these 2 fights. And you know what? She was trying to get Silva down the whole fight, but it didn't really work out that well. There was a lot of control time, but her previous opponent's just really, really good. Her opponent, Gabriela Fernandez, 50% takedown defense. She's just not that good at it. Now, of course, that was established against Jasmine Jasdavicius, who's a really good grappler. So she may actually be a little bit better than we think. But overall, a minus 220 favorite, grappling upside, submission attempt upside. 76.5 fantasy points is a really low number. And if we take a look at scoring, again, this should go to decision. So we should get 3 rounds of this. Decision gets us 20. That leaves us 56 points. And again, takedowns, 6 points apiece. Takedown defense, submission attempts 5. And I think that's going to be the one that helps us out. If she does get the takedown, I think she will be there attempting submissions. We could get 2-3 submission attempts along the way. Don't need a whole lot of strikes from there. So I really like this spot. Over 76.5 points for Theresa Bleda. And I'm calling that a core play. That's going to be a T2. You can use that one in other pairs throughout the week. That's probably one of my favorites, but I like a lot of these. So I don't want to get too crazy. Again, another T2 play here. Armin Saryukin over 1.5 takedowns. And guys, for me, the only risk here is either Saryukin just maybe makes a random decision, I want to test my striking, or more that he doesn't need more than the 1 takedown to get the finish. But his opponent, Joaquim Silva, is actually pretty tough. So let's take a look at the stats for Armin Saryukin here. He is averaging almost over 3 takedowns per 15. What more do you need to know? The opponent, 65% takedown defense. Saryukin is a beast. He's going to get more than 1 takedown over the course of a fight. Now, the only concern I would have with this one, and I don't think this is overly concerning, Saryukin is a massive minus 1,000 favorite here. And again, stale line here messed me up the other day, but the fight is not necessarily expected to go on for very long. It's minus 155 for under 1.5 rounds. So if he just gets a quick takedown and a quick finish, then we're done. But if Joaquim Silva can get back up after that first takedown, we should see a second one. Of course, a quick knockout is in the works. So there are always ways that these can go against us, especially these overs. Just the fight ends really quickly and messes up some of these overs. But I do think we will get the 2 takedowns here for Saryukin. So that is spot number 2 on our card. Next spot, Dennis Bonder, more than 2 takedowns. So this is a dangerous one because, and we're going to move this one down to tier 3. The first one I'm going to call tier 2 plays. Really good. You can use them in pairs. I'm going to call this one a tier 3 play. And that's primarily because we might get the old tie here, right? 2.0. It's a round number. I don't like it. But let's take a look at Dennis Bonder. His history does say that we should hit this too. And now these numbers are a little bit inflated, but Bonder is a relentless grappler. That's all he wants to do in his fights. He's really good at that. See if I can find where he is on the stats screen here. There it is. So you'll see he's averaging, I mean, this is 11 takedowns per 15. That's not a normal number, but that was established just in the one fight. But he is a relentless grappler. He goes for it right off the bat. I think he got 2 takedowns in the Gordon fight within the first couple minutes of the fight. His opponent here is 66%. Carlos Hernandez, only 66% takedown. I think this is a hand-picked opponent for Dennis Bonder to be able to dominate with his grappling. I love the over 2 here. I think it's a tie or an over. How does it not work out? Well, a couple things. Number one, it's important to note that that fight is expected to, it's not like a fast finish situation. Yeah, here we go. This weirdness. But over 2.5 rounds, minus 175. So this fight is expected to go the full 3 rounds. And if it does, I just don't see any way that Bonder doesn't. He just goes for takedowns nonstop. He's going to get there. He's going to get there. So I feel really good about that one. Dennis Bonder over 2 takedowns. Let's just hope we don't get stuck with the old tie, but I don't think so. I think he can get 2 in the first round, 2 in the second round. We might see 6, 7 takedowns in this fight. So that's a high number. We only need 3. All right, moving on. Another over here, and this is a little more dangerous. I'm gonna wait on that one. I'm gonna give you my 2 fantasy scores, and then we're gonna go to the final over here. So I've got a bunch of a couple of fantasy score options that I like a lot. Number 1, Marvin Vettori, more than 95.5 fantasy points. Now, this one is interesting. Vettori's in the main event. He is a slight favorite here. So he's minus 125 to win the fight. I have picked Vettori to win. I have a bet on Vettori to win the fight. So I'm playing it that he does win the fight. I put the bet on when it was minus 110. So it is moving. And if you want to bet straight on the fight, I love the Vettori side. But let's take a look at some of the stats here. I think we're going to get a takedown heavy attack from Vettori in this one. A couple interesting things here. First, the fight is minus 200 to go to decision. Yeah, here it is. Minus 2. Well, weird line. Minus 185. Wherever you want to look. He's certainly, the fight is favored to go to decision. So we should get 5 rounds of action. Again, we need to score 95 fantasy points. So what I'm trying to do is figure out, can we get there even in a loss? In a decision loss, can he get there? And I think there's a slight possibility that he could do it. But if Vettori wins, we're getting that 20-point bonus. And over the course of 5 rounds, let's take a look at Vettori's usual stats. But he's landing just over 4 strikes per minute, but also getting a couple of takedowns per 15. So averaging about 3/4 of a takedown per round. I think we can expect, if he does his average, 3 takedowns in this fight for Vettori, which, by the way, is available as a prop as well. If you want to use that, you can do the over 2. That works as well for Vettori. But I think we should get 3 takedowns from Vettori, at least in this fight. As a matter of fact, if you look at some of Vettori's previous fights against primary strikers, he got 4 takedowns against Israel Adesanya. He also got 11 takedowns against Kevin Holland. So he knows how to fight. Cannonier is purely a striker. The weakness for Cannonier is the grappling. Not great. 64% takedown defense. Not terrible, but not great. So we should get some takedowns along the way. But even if we don't, as long as he wins, if Vettori's landing 5 strikes per minute on a 5-round fight, that's at least 100 significant strikes. If we take a look at Vettori's some of his previous fights, we've seen him go as high as 190 significant strikes in a 5-rounder. Here's another 5-rounder with 160. So 100 is 60 points. 160 would be 95. Nothing else. You got there just with the strikes, right? He could get there just with the strikes. There's a knockdown along the way in this fight. This one as well had a takedown, 190 strikes, easily hits the number. I expect more of the same from Vettori here. I expect him to win, and I expect a couple takedowns along the way. Should get 5 rounds, but if it's less than 5 rounds, we don't care because we get a bigger win bonus. So either way, I think we're in great shape here with Vettori over 95.5 fantasy score. Another fantasy score that I absolutely love, and I'm going to call this one Tier 2. Ronnie Lawrence, more than 84.5 fantasy points. And listen, let's take a look at a couple different things. First of all, Ronnie Lawrence is favored to win, and that's important. We need to get the win. He's minus 190, minus 180, whatever, wherever you look. So if he doesn't win, he doesn't win. We're not getting there. But here's what's cool about this fight. Aside from the fact that Ronnie Lawrence is a scoring machine, averaging 7 takedowns per 15 minutes, the cool thing here is his opponent also goes for takedowns. So I think we're going to see reversals. I think we can see takedowns defended. I think we're going to see submission attempts. I think we're going to see all of it. It's just going to be a scoring bonanza. He's averaging over 7 takedowns per 15, and the opponent and Ronnie Lawrence, neither one of them is very good in terms of takedown defense. So again, if Lawrence loses this fight and gets dominated, we're not going to win this one, but he's minus 180. If you think he's going to lose and get dominated, I suggest, betting on his opponent on the money line. Like, you can get plus money on that, and it's better than anything we can get here on PrizePicks. But as far as if things go sort of according to the lines, the expectation here, Ronnie Lawrence should win a decision, but there'll be enough grappling and scoring along the way to easily smash the 84.5 fantasy score. I love this one. And yeah, I'm loading up on that one. And the final spot, the 6th spot, before you get to that, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Let me know that you're out there. Are you tailing? Are you fading? What are you doing? Do you like my picks? Let me know. And of course, I also have to let you know that DFS Army, we have our prize picks or our props subscription currently set for half off. It's the summertime. I get it. You promo code SUMMER50 gets you access to our Proptimizer tool, the best tool in the industry for picking spots on PrizePicks. We're expanding it out to other sites as well. You get access to that. And of course, Will In and Sniper just dropping plays nonstop. They're dropping cricket plays and even alternate sports, live plays, and MLB. It is constant, so totally worth it. It's normally $35 a month. We got it half price this month, $17. You got to check it out. Promo code SUMMER50, and the link is in the description to where you can get signed up for DFS Army, the props subscription. Like I said, it's going to be, I think, about $17 with the 50% off. So totally worth it. Please check it out. All right, last spot, and then after that, I'm going to show you a couple pairs. We'll make a couple pairs, couple spots here to pair up so that we don't necessarily tie ourselves to hitting all 6 of these. I am yet to sweep one of these cards, so I'm ready for that sweep. And I feel it. I'm feeling it here. I'm feeling the sweep. So final spot on the ticket, and probably one of my lesser confident spots. Pat Sabatini, more than 2.5 takedowns. So let's just take a look. Again, Pat Sabatini is a pure grappler. Now, there is risk in this one, and I do need to, I'm going to mention that risk. But first, I want to kind of show why I like it. He's averaging almost 4 takedowns per 15 minutes. And Sabatini, all he does is come in, try to take you down, and that's it. He's going to take you down and wrestle you. He does not like to strike. He's only averaging 1.67 strikes per minute. Not a striker. Not much of a finisher either, which is good for this scenario, right? You would think a grappler like him, maybe ground and pound to takedown submissions. He hasn't been much of a finisher. If we take a look at the odds on this fight, Sabatini inside the distance, which would be a bad result for us. Let's see here. Sabatini KO, TKO, plus 1,000. So Sabatini by submission, plus 240, and that's a risk. If he gets the finish early, gets the takedown, gets a sub, it's done, right? But as long as the fight continues, even for 2 rounds, I think we're going over the 2.5 takedowns. This guy is relentless. Again, the opponent can't stop a takedown. Lucas Almeida is tough, though. He gets right back up. So I'm a little bit nervous about Pat Sabatini getting finished before he can get that 3rd takedown. That could happen. I'm not. I think that from what I've seen, Almeida has enough to defend himself when he's being taken down. I think he's going to pop back up. We could see 2 takedowns in the first. We might see 3 takedowns in the first round of a fight like this. So I like the spot. Final one on the ticket. Sabatini over 2.5 takedowns. I'm trying to think if I Missed any of these? I don't think so. So there you have it. It's a 6-pack for UFC Fight Night Vettori versus Cannonier. Let me know if you're tailing. Let me know if you're fading. We'll be back next week and hopefully with padded bankroll from these plays. Good luck, everyone.